Put your boots on. It's getting pretty deep. Rashad Richey is enraged because this marketing executive didn't get her raise. And you won't believe the reason why she claims she didn't get it. Oh, this is great. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
A black executive denied promotion for being too articulate.
That's right. She was too articulate. Because what we want in marketing executives are people who talk as if they have marbles in their mouth that we can barely understand.
Put up the picture full mass. It's a hell of a story.
No, not really. It's not much of a story at all.
Per the AP, Chantel Adams, high-ranking marketing executive who earned her Master of Business Administration from the University of North Carolina.
Okay, good MBA, North Carolina, damn good school, no problem there.
Has struggled to earn as much money as her counterparts amid the present pay gap between men and women. The disparity being more significant for women of color with the same education level as men. Even her achievements and solid work ethic were not considered enough to secure promotion at her.
Okay, so this solid work ethic and all that, where did you get that information from? Gee, I wonder who told you that.
Her own company, and then the plot thickens. Quote, I was so articulate and sharp that I was intimidating some people.
Yeah, articulate and sharp people really intimidate me. Gee, why would they hire somebody then who's articulate and sharp? You don't think that being articulate and sharp is part of the job requirement for being a marketing executive? You don't think that that played a role in her hiring? How many interviews try to find out if the person is articulate and sharp to deny a person a job? Oh, this is just stupid. It's stupid.
Adams, who also claimed to have taken on an extra workload, told the Associated Press in the Wire Services feature story about gender pay disparities, I have nearly $300,000 of post-high school education. It would be surprising if I weren't articulate and sharp.
Gee, lady, could you brag any more? You're not bragging enough about yourself. You need to brag more. I mean, I can't imagine saying this about myself, even if I believed it. And by the way, I consider myself fairly articulate and sharp. I mean, I'm smarter than a lot of people. And while a lot of people will say, dude, we've watched your videos, you're not articulate at all, I still think I'm more articulate than a lot of people. But I mean, to say something like, it would be surprising if I weren't articulate and sharp. Oh my God. I mean, it's like, what can you say?
The AP cited a study from the U.S. Census Bureau, which revealed that women who graduated from a prominent university or have obtained a post-secondary certificate are paid 71 cents on the dollar compared to men.
All right, we're going to go ahead and skip through this because this is getting into the equal pay argument, and there's a lot of research on that. Believe it or not, the actual results are not clear. It all depends on what you're controlling. Which variables do you control? And if you control different variables, you get different results.
Of the same educational background. Separately, although Black women are pursuing degrees at a high rate, they're still making less money than white men who did not even graduate at all. Put it up, full mass. Galen Burrows, Director of Workplace Equality and Senior Counsel for National Women's Law Center, said during an interview with Chief.com, quote, we're getting the degrees and we have huge educational gains, but we still have to work twice as hard to get the same pay as someone who has less education than we do. It's like we're making the same investments in ourselves that other people are making, but our return on our investment is burdened by structural racism and sexism. Speaking to the AP, Adams explained that one of her colleagues who did not even have an MBA received a promotion over her throughout her career. Adams has utilized mentorship, networking, and consistently job hopping to combat pay gaps.
Okay, let me go ahead and spell this thing out for everybody. Your pay doesn't depend on your education background. Yes, having a very good degree from a really great university can open up some opportunities for you, but they don't give you higher pay just because you came from the University of North Carolina or the fact that you have an MBA. That doesn't factor into the promotion deal. It may have an effect on whether you get hired or not, but whether or not you get a promotion depends on a lot of factors. And I don't think being too articulate and too sharp are any of the factors. I just cannot believe this. I mean, really, they told her that? Hey, we think you're great, but you're just so smart and you're so articulate. You scare us. Oh my God, we're so intimidated by you. I'm sorry, promotion denied. Oh God. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you don't get the promotion, and sometimes it's unfair. But it doesn't do you any good to make up these phony claims about why you didn't get it. I'm too good looking. Well, that actually happens to be quite a bit, So yeah, that one there is okay. But you get the picture. I'm sorry, but I ain't buying this story one lick.
Quote, it's unreasonable and unfair to hold someone's strengths against them. I would consider that as something that is race-based, Adam said.
Oh yeah, race-based. Sooner or later, it was going to come to that, right? Oh, they're not giving her a promotion because she's black. Well, why did they hire her in the first place? I mean, if she's articulate and sharp and black and a woman, why did they hire her?
Adding, I knew that I needed to be intentional and move with urgency as I navigated my career in order to work against that headwind. When those opportunities were not afforded me within one company, I've gone somewhere else.
Yes, that's the right thing to do. You're not getting the pay that you want. You move over to a place that will give you the pay that you want. Okay, that's what we all do. I don't see why that is such a hardship.
And so here's the other thing. Many times individuals in this particular category and corporate scheme will simply have to work extra jobs. Will have to pick up extra opportunities to simply bridge the gap here.
I don't think that she's having to take up extra jobs to make up the pay gap, given that she's a marketing executive.
Once you calculate education, work history, and work performance, it still doesn't line up. The disparity is adverse to Black women in particular.
Yeah, again, it all depends on which variables you're controlling. I've seen as many studies that say that there is no wage gap. I'm not going to dive into that. That takes a lot of work. You can't just do it like he's doing it, right? If you really want to make an argument that there is a wage gap, get ready. You're going to have to pour through a lot of research to do that. And he doesn't do any research whatsoever. None. Zero. Okay, so let me say it again. Having a lot of degrees, especially if they're fake degrees like the ones that you have, Rashad, doesn't translate to promotions. They already hired you with the degrees that you have. So those degrees already got you where you are. To get a promotion, you have to do other things, okay? Ask Kamala Harris. Yeah, ask Kamala Harris sometime what you have to do to get a promotion. Well, maybe you don't want to ask her. I mean, just don't have any kids around when you do. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.